When should you use micro versus macro comms in esports? Imagine you're in the middle of a fast-paced game, your team is fighting for control of an objective, and everyone is calling out different things. How do you know when to focus on tiny details or step back and think about the big picture? That's where understanding micro and macro communications comes into play. In esports, knowing when to switch between these two types of talk can make or break your team's chances of winning. Micro communications are all about the small, immediate actions. Think of them as the quick commands during a fight, like telling your teammate to use a specific ability or dodge an attack. These are fast, precise, and happen when every second counts. For example, if your champion is about to be ganked, micro comms might involve calling out the enemy's position or telling your team to focus fire on a particular target. These messages are usually short and direct, helping players react instantly to changing situations. On the other hand, macro communications are broader and strategic. They involve planning and decision-making that affects the entire game. For instance, discussing which objectives to take next, when to push lanes, or how to set up defenses. These talks happen before fights or during downtime, giving the team a clear plan. If your team is considering whether to contest a dragon or push for a tower, that's macro planning. It's about controlling the game's flow and setting yourself up for victory over the long run. Knowing when to use each type of communication is key. During a team fight, micro comms are essential to coordinate abilities and focus targets quickly. But before a fight, macro comms help decide if engaging is the right move or if you should instead focus on farming or securing objectives. Sometimes, during a fight, you might realize the enemy is about to take a major objective like a Baron or a large team fight is about to happen. In that moment, you switch from micro to macro to alert your team and adjust your strategy. Effective teams are those that can switch smoothly between micro and macro comms based on what's happening. If you focus only on micro, you might miss the bigger picture. If you only think macro, you could lose fights because you're not reacting to immediate threats. The best teams balance both, knowing when to give quick tactical commands and when to step back and plan their next move. So in esports, use micro comms during intense, fast-paced moments where quick reactions matter most. Save macro comms for planning your overall strategy, setting up for objectives, or adjusting your game plan based on what the enemy is doing. Mastering this balance helps your team stay coordinated, adapt to changing situations, and ultimately come out on top.